Okay, we are up and running. It said an error occurred on Twitter. This is usually temporary. Wait a moment and try again. Let's try again. Go live. See what we do. See what we can happen. Hey, there we go. Hi, Twitter people, X people. Not X people. It sounds like we've broken up in some way. Yeah. So welcome to the end of the news. This is well, I am your host. Holy mackerel! I don't even have coffee. Let me water. There we go. Let's start with the latest in breaking news. Harvard, that's right, Harvard has had their foreign student visa certification revoked. The Trump administration just had enough of it. Had enough of the activism, had enough of the indoctrination, had enough of all of it. Said no. If you want to teach fine young American minds, why don't you go teach fine young American minds? I do not have a problem with this. That's what we're running into is and I don't think it's quickly, but I think what we're running into recently is a pretty solid problem. Pretty solid problem is people coming in on student visas and acting a fool. And I understand bad apples in every bunch. I get it. Well, I don't want to go sifting through the apples. I don't want to go sifting. It's just no more. Okay, we're going to stop it. They're here. The current batch of apples is here. So why in the world do we need to invite more? Let's just let's make sure that our prestigious Ivy League schools that get bazillions of your tax dollars can crank out some amazing American minds. Open up some more room for American students in American funded or what are they, chartered or whatever the hell they call it to give them their taxpayer money. And let's open it up. I love this idea. Of course, everybody is losing their bleeping minds about it. Let me read you the statement from Secretary Hotness. That's our Homeland Security Secretary. This administration is holding Harvard accountable for fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and coordinating with the Chinese Communist Party. Holy mackerel. She didn't say that part. On its campus. This is the key part. It is a privilege, not a right, for universities to enroll foreign students and benefit from their higher tuition payments and help pad their multi-billion-dollar endowments. Harvard had plenty of opportunity to do the right thing. It refused. They have lost their student and exchange visitor program certification as a result of their failure to adhere to the law. Let this serve as a warning to all other universities and academic institutions across the country. Secretary Hotness. I mean, Kristi Noem. Damn, son. There we go. We're not playing anymore. And this is going to hurt feelings. Good. Oh, it makes us look terrible on a world stage. Let me see what this Bozette wrote here. Let's see here. Alex Murray of, what was Alex Murray of? Of course, their publication doesn't have a title, so let's go or anything. All right. Punishing Harvard for fighting an attempted government takeover only hurts America's status as an international destination for academic excellence. This administration's actions are short-sighted as well as they are blatantly unlawful. I'd love for you to cite where it's unlawful. We do whatever the hell we want. We can bring up Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is going to teach us a lot today again. Marco Rubio is on a roll. What a great Secretary of State he has been thus far. But I don't want to be a destination for global academic minds. I want to be a destination that raises American minds. Or is this just another example of the nation's failing Department of Education when we don't have anybody smart enough to go to Harvard? We better turn it around and find these students. I'm absolutely blown away that I'm actually excited that they've done this. I am blown away that it hasn't been I would say more swift and more universities. More universities will follow. 100%. But as we have been told and as we have learned, there's no right for these organizations, businesses, or colleges to bring foreigners in unvetted and give them a right to work when we need the jobs, and give them positions at prestigious schools, where then come here and act like idiots and tell everybody how bad our country is. And students, like, I don't know, name a student, didn't have a chance, didn't get into Harvard, wanted to get into Princeton, wanted to get into Yale, couldn't, wanted to get into Princeton, wanted to get into Cornell, wanted to get into Stanford, couldn't. Why? All full up, no room at the end, no vacancies, because we've been dishing out foreign visas like candy. And what do? Do you understand that we have educated the majority of global terrorists? We have. We educated them right here in the United States in multi-billion-dollar endowment universities. We did. We trained them, taught them, gave them the best education in the world. You know, Michael Moore said, Donald Trump and his mass deportations is most likely deporting a man who cures cancer. Okay, go cure cancer in your country, dude. If you got the idea, go. Sorry. Do it somewhere else. Cool. The world wins. Yay. And it's not in America. Darn. We got beat. Oh, some other country cured cancer. Yay. But it's not America. Oh, who cares? Cure cancer. I'm tired of this. It's good. It's a solid step. It's a solid step. Let me ask, how many Harvard grads are voting for any Republican anyway? Who cares? Like, move on. Like, politically, this is so bad for Donald Trump. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Because Donald Trump and his buddies passed the bigger, bolder, badder, whatever, uncut South Park bill. This bill, one big, beautiful bill is what it's called. So stupid. Because it's not. There's so much crap in here. But again, it is labeled as the legislation to advance puppies and kittens and rainbows every day. And inside there's a bunch of crap. So here's the puppies and kittens. No tax on tips. No tax on Social Security. No tax on overtime. Look what we've done for you. And it's a 2,000-page bill. Huh? Well, what else is in there? Oh, just, no. Well, like we said, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. Okay. Trump tax cuts permanent. Oh, cool. Right on. Hey, what else is in there? Trump tax cuts are now permanent. Okay. What else is in the bill? Well, I think you already told you. No tax on tips and overtime. He'll wait till the Senate gets a hold of it, and they're so desperate. The Republicans are so freaking desperate for a win, a big, bold, one big, whatever, beautiful bill win. They're going to take anything. And the senators know that they're holding them by where it hurts right now. All right, Speaker Johnson, you want us to pass this? Ruben Gay Ego's all over this one. He's got all his little pet projects. He's got a lot of people to pay back for his election win. Yeah. I don't like, here's the deal, and we can talk about that. I like that. The line item veto. I don't like it. I do not appreciate the line item veto. I don't. I'm not in a representative republic because we don't represent a king. Okay, so we don't choose a king to represent us. Excuse me. If our representatives that we the people vote to represent us in a district or a state capacity, and they pass legislation, they've passed legislation. For a president to go, no, I don't like this. 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 That's not what I asked you to do. My representative that was going to, in the last show, we were talking about water catchments. There's a big bill in this, big piece in there for spending on water catchments to actually conserve wildlife. Why did you veto that? My representative brought that to the floor, representing me, and voted for this bill. I have representation, and the hell. I mean, one of the very few brilliant things Barack Obama said was it's only pork spending if it's not in your district. I'm not denying that. But I don't know if I'm not going against what you're saying, Rhonda. I just don't know if I've ever been a fan and really given it a ton of thought. But at first blush, it's just when I dig, I'm like, Well, maybe not. But I do believe that every piece of legislation should be on one just one sheet of paper, front and back, 12-point type, single spaced. That's it. That's all you got. That's the only room you have. 2,000, 3,000 page bills is crap. It's just a bunch of crap in there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't like the bill as it is. I know that our spending doesn't change. Our spending doesn't change, and it gives the Democrats a foothold to say he gave a tax breaks to his buddies. And if he doesn't properly explain that this time, there's nothing we can do. We're unsavable. If the Trump administration does not explain the billionaire tax cuts and explain them properly and not in a screw you type of form, it's going to be fantastic. If you want to explain opportunity zones and the billionaires that got tax breaks because they invested in inner cities, which governments don't invest in, intentionally, by the way, very intentionally. If you don't want to explain that, why am I voting for you? Why am I voting for you? The big billionaire tax breaks come in the form of investment into underserved areas of investment and investment opportunities. That's why they're called opportunity zones. And it pulled a lot better than, the inner cities, right? To opportunity zone. Sounds a lot better. Sounds like they're not being as racist as they really are, sons of mother. But they are patting themselves on the back over there at the House. They passed it by one vote. Apparently, there was a bunch of last-minute wrangling and promises made, which suck because we'd never win in that. Promises were made because one Republican congressman fell asleep, and they didn't think they were going to have a vote. Was asleep, couldn't be found, dead asleep. And one punk piece of garbage voted present. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's like Rand Paul, someone I absolutely Massey who I just dig. I don't care if it's Schweikert. I'm going to call you a punk POS for doing that. Present. Son of a. Don't get excited about this bill, y'all. Just don't. Just don't. Get excited that there's the Trump tax cuts are permanent. Rock on. And every time there's a tax cut, the IRS receives more money. Well, go figure. That dang Laffer. The Laffer curve, if you guys want to look at it, L-A-F-F-E-R, the Laffer curve. What he did, he won a Nobel Prize for this, I believe, the Laffer Institute. He won a Nobel Prize for essentially figuring out on a curve, 15 days flatten the curve, on a curve, how high as a percentage of people would pay in taxes, we the people would pay in taxes before people just started falling out of the system and like, that's not worth it. It's not worth working. It's called the Laffer curve. You should check it out. Congress shouldn't, they'd all be wearing BlackRock and Vanguard. BlackRock and Vanguard are getting taken on by the Trump administration right now and being sued for antitrust laws, antitrust violations. Time to break them up. Time to break them up. And this is what Vanguard and BlackRock are exactly what antitrust laws and monopoly laws are for. It's exactly what it's for. We had 4 years where everybody's just, look, I'm going to say the first 4 years that Trump was a cluster, the dumpster fire. I mean, it was the guy, again, didn't expect to be the president, didn't much really want to be the president. And then everyone in the swamp said, you need this guy for this, you need this girl for this, you need this guy for this, that guy for that guy. And then he just brought in the swamp. Got nothing done. So when it comes to looking at companies like BlackRock and Vanguard, and there's one more, I forget what it is, that owns everything. That owns the companies that own a lot of stuff, that own another lot of, it's like a multi-level nightmare. But they just let it happen right under their noses. God, remember when Microsoft got broken up? Yeah, they were too big. It's absolutely stupid. These guys got to get it for sure. Yeah. State Street, is that it? Yeah. Yeah. They own it all. They truly own it all. So I am not optimistic. I'm not about this bill. I hope I'm proven wrong. I'll send a note to Schweikert and see, is this thing good? And if it's good, is it going to be gooder or badder in the Senate? and reconciliation, is that going to absolutely screw this thing to 9 ways of Sunday? And most likely his answer, because he's an honest man, is I don't know, and I don't know. He is one of the 6 or 7 guys that wrote the tax code in 2017 that this actually makes permanent. Not permanent, but you know what I'm saying, for now. So I would trust him. So if he would say, yes, it's good because of that, and all the other crap in there is kind of inconsequential compared to the taxes, and I'm okay, still not, just because of the other crap is in there, which is really, really bothering me. Hey, thanks for hanging out. What are taxes really for? NGOs, buddy, in kickbacks and money laundering. That's exactly what it's for. If you ask USAID, it was to pay for the Chelsea Clinton's wedding. $11 million. $11 million wedding. That's why Hillary had to delete all those damn emails when she said we were just talking about my daughter's wedding. That's why she had to delete the emails. Now we know. And if you guys are getting after Dan Bongino, which I am, and Kash Patel, which I am, about their little dicey Fox News interview, doing this and talking about Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, keep in mind, persona non grata of the Epstein files is Bill Clinton. Those two dudes were just asked about something that will most likely incriminate a Clinton. That's how you end up suicided. What was the one guy that Trump posted that ended up committing? He said he committed suicide, shot himself with a shotgun, then hung himself. Suicide, yeah. Got to keep the IRS agents busy. I get rid of half of them. And there was another piece of breaking news. There was of course, a Biden-appointed judge that has demanded that the administration reinstate all of the Department of Education employees. There you go. Got to reinstate the Department of Education employees by law now, which they're going to ignore, and I think they should, because it's dumb. You can reduce force anytime you want. You can't have a court tell you can't reduce force. Yeah, I can. Why? Because we're $36 trillion in debt and running a $3.7 to $4.2 trillion deficit. So a reduction in force, whether you like the division we did it in or not, is not your purview, you piece of junk judge. Piece of junk judge. Then Adam Sandler CD. I got a piece of junk car. Yeah. Yeah, there was clumsy people. True. And yeah, there's just suicides, man. They just what's that line from Fletch? Yeah. This is where Hopalong Cassidy killed himself. Bow and arrow. Tragic. Oh, POS car. That's right. Yes, that's right. Yes. Anyway, Adam Sandler. That was when he did the goat. What are you, Roger Starbuck? That's too funny. Anyway, so that is going to be something that is get rid of Randi Weingarten. Can't get rid of her. She's part of the union, boss. She's not a government employee. She has access to the White House and a Democratic White House, but she doesn't have access to this White House. Randi Weingarten is just kind of fading off into irrelevance, and she'll start screaming. Don't worry, she'll start screaming at somebody, something. Ain't got no dukes. Oh man, I miss the days. I miss the days of comedy albums. I really, really do. Those back in the day. Sad. Outside of some museum in DC, these two, this fine-looking couple, was gunned down last night. Was gunned down, and they're dead. I think, of course, that's tragic. It's sad. By a lunatic, most likely one of the types of lunatics that the Trump administration has pulled Harvard's ability for foreign student visas away. This guy is an activist, big Biden donor, just an ass that's going to get the death penalty. 100% he's going to get the death penalty. In no way is he not going to get the death penalty, but these two beautiful young kids were staffers for the U.S. ambassador to Israel, the Israeli ambassador to the United States, one of the two. They were staffers, high-ranking staffers, and they are deed. Why? Because of some of the worst rhetoric in the planet. Some of the most disgusting things going on from our media. And I'll say it on my social media, kids these days, it's a social media bubble. I'm not seeing a lot of right-wingers doing this stuff. There's a poisoning going on in the left, and I mean a poisoning of minds. Trump derangement syndrome. I'm not going to say conspiracy theories because I'm a fan of conspiracy theories. I am. I'm a fan of well-researched opinions that can be classified as conspiracy theory. Anti-Semitism on the rise. I'm not disagreeing with that. But where do we set the bar in anti-Semitism? And I'm being serious. I mean, there was a world war that was probably the height of anti-Semitism in a part of the world. But here in the United States, I think that violence against Jewish people, I hate saying Jews. It's just weird to me. Just weird. Jewish people. And I've worn a Shalom Dome before, dude. I've worn the whole Shalom Dome. I had a baseball one. I had a baseball Yamuka. Yeah. Anyway, I think the violence is, I think there's like saying that racism is on the rise because there's an attack of a certain group of people. Like when they did the Asian hate bill or something stupid like that. And then they wiped that under the rug because they found out the vast majority was a certain race attacking Asians. Yeah, they did not. Don't talk about that anymore. Yeah, don't talk about that. AAIP or something, whatever the hell they called it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the violence against. I think the college campuses, it's always been there. Violence begets more violence. Check this out. You guys know this. Oh. University of Michigan, Regents Home, vandalized, anti-Semitic attack. Jewish students at UCLA were harassed, threatened, and assaulted on campus. University of Pittsburgh investigating second attack on Jewish. Harvard students charged with assaulting Jewish man who allegedly attacked two Israeli Embassy staff members, killed. Yeah. This is, look, it's the violence against. And I'm not in any way am I defending, what's up, James? In any way am I defending any of this. But I do know where it comes from. It comes from celebrities that are pro-Palestine, DC celebrities, namely the Squad, the idiots in the Squad, that are as anti-Semitic as can be. And the airtime that they get to spout their garbage and their vile. And then 4 solid years of zero accountability for anything that you do. And televised, there's no consequences for your actions. That's where this comes from. You can do it in the name of protest like it's protected by your First Amendment. Your First Amendment right does not allow you to break the law. Your right to peaceful protest, that word peaceful stuck in there for a reason. Oh, I'm spray painting a Tesla dealer. That's not peaceful protest. That's vandalism. You're breaking the law, you morons. Yeah. I just had a weird idea because I played a lot of Frogger as a kid. And I was just thinking about the people that shut down freeways to protest. I say set up cops on each side. If you go and you've got to go to the cops, you're going to go to the jail. That's it. You go to cops. Go. They're set up on each side. It's how you want to get home tonight. You want to go through a jail cell, or we're going to let you, let's see, traffic's going to lighten up here. We're going to let you run across both freeways. And say, if you make it to the other side, then you can go home. What? There's no punishment. What about due process, Mike? What's not a punishment? It's just options. Go free if you want to. There you go. Yeah. A lot of blame and hatred against Jews people belong. Yeah, and I do agree with Derek. Listen, they are at war. They're in an ideological war, and they have been for thousands of years, and they will not. Listen, between the Palestinians, Islam, whatever you want to, in Israelis, Jews, listen, that's biblical. That fight's biblical. It's going nowhere. Queers for Palestine and all that, dude. Okay, the irony is not lost on me. Fantastic, wonderful. But you are not going to, just because you are for Palestine, you are going to change Israel and the Jewish world because they were promised the promised land, as was the other side. It will never, ever go away. Let's see here. Let's see here, Lynn. What is Jewish people? I know exactly, dude. Yeah, they're not wrong with Jewish people. Hey, okay. Here, let me put it this way. You know what's wrong with Jewish people? There's a bunch of a-holes in the group. And you know what's wrong with black people? There's a bunch of a-holes in the group. You know what's wrong with Christians? There's a bunch of a-holes in the group. You know what's wrong with Palestinians? There's a bunch of a-holes in the group. You know what's wrong with Australians? There's a bunch of a-holes in the group. Every group has a-holes. Every group. So people are like, oh, they do this and they do that. No, a few of them do that and get headlines to do it. They did Jewish family down the street, kick ass, cool people. Yeah. And Queers for Palestine go to me. Oh, God, love it. I would absolutely love it. When I am gone, I am leaving on Thursday. You guys are going to have a Thursday, Friday pre-recorded shows. I have, James, Derek, I want you to tune in because I have a video you're going to absolutely love. It's on that topic. Let me tell you. There will never be peace in the Middle East, Terry, and I understand that it just there's just no. Mm-mm. Yeah. That's what's wrong with humanity all in general. Assholes. The vast majority of us are cool, get along, have a beer, watch a game, learn about each other, watch each other's kids, babysit the dog. We don't ask you, hey, can you watch my dog? What are you a Democrat, are you Republican? Are you pro-Palestinian or pro-Israel? No, we don't care. None of us do. Yes. I was talking to my sister about that. Oh, this song was called Because I'm an Asshole, or just Asshole. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I park in handicapped spaces where handicapped people make handicapped faces. Don't think I can't quote the song. Love that. Anyway. But that's what's wrong with all this. But now we have the internet. So now we have social media. So now when the assholes shine, oh, there's celebrities in that bubble, right? So the anti-Israel Palestinian influencer gets to spew that hate on a stage now. So the handful of a-holes on this side and the handful of a-holes on this side now have a platform, and they are kings. I believe it's Abraham. Yeah, I believe it's Abraham. Truman, I'm not going to tell you when the recorded shows are coming. I'm not going to tell you that. No way. I want you to tune in. As long as you promise to tune in. Queen Bee and I are going to Mexico on Thursday. Fam Bam vacation. Blended family vacation. Pray for us if you're inclined to do so. If not, just send us really positive vibes, please. Gonna need them. Blended family ain't easy, guys. But it's rewarding. It really, really is. Social media has ruined social behavior. Amen. Anyway, it's Abraham, right? So as far as I understand this, the firstborn male of Abraham, said that you will lead the group to the promised land. He had a firstborn son. He also had a firstborn son out of wedlock. Both of those were promised the whole shebang. So when you have these morons, Biden, Obama, Clinton came the closest to getting the deal done, but it's still moronic. Clinton offered them the world. Still moronic. They were promised the whole thing, not half of it. Yeah. I am going to catch Mexican fish. That drives Queen Bee nuts. I just want to see what the Mexican fish want to eat. I'm making lures because I want to see what the Mexican fish are hungry for. I'm going to eat a lot of Mexican fish. I tell you that much. Holy God. Intern Nuge just sent me a text. He's like, oh, we got to go to Taco Chewy's. I was like, okay. Taco Chewy or something like that? I'm like, hell yeah. We got to go to Taco anything. I don't care. Tacos de gatos, don't care. I'll eat anything at Taco. I will damn near eat anything in a taco. All right, do you guys want to see what the hell is this? Hold on. Let me see what this is.
Has been.
No, okay, good. We're going to talk about that. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Jake Tapper because I didn't see hotness over there on my little thumbnail. Okay. Jake Tapper, as we know, was hiding Joe Biden's decline. He was lying to the American people, him and his ilk, his compatriots, his compadres over there. They were hiding the obvious mental decline of Joe Biden, hiding it. And I mean emphatically and rudely and talking over and shouting over guests. No, he's cogent. I still have to look that up. I think that means he's of clear mind. Cogent. Then Jake Tapper, the spineless, grifting weasel, decided to write a book called Original Sins, calling out his media apparatus. True. True. The media apparatus in his book. So now he's shilling a book like an idiot that'll sell nothing. I don't even know who's going to buy this thing, but here we go.
Has writing this important book, investigating the Biden presidency, Jake.
Oh, now it's an important book. Thanks, Wolf. Now it's an important book.
Informed you about how to cover the current president.
Well, I just think in general, not Trump specific, but in general, I think that the press corps, and I'm certainly including myself, needs to worry less about politeness when it comes to these health issues.
I was too polite, says Jake Tapper. Yes, I'm profiteering off of this now, but back then when I was defending a man who was obviously declining mentally and running the free world, I was too polite. By the way, did you see the last, it wasn't an auto pen, the last thing Joe Biden signed was his Hunter Biden's pardon? That was really the only thing, and he screwed up the B even. He had to write over the B. Dude was not running this. Used to plug called a Mexican flag, pulled 6,500 yards behind the boat, tuna, dorado, black marlin. Oh, constantly. I bet, dude. I bet. Jim, don't get me fired up like that. Stop talking dirty to me. Jim's talking sexy. It's not my fault, Queenie. Yeah, I'm telling you. I love it. I'm actually taking IPA cans and making them into fishing lures. So we're going to see which Arizona IPA, the Mexican fish, that's what Rhonda was alluding to. We'll see which IPA they like best. I got a lot of them. They're good stuff too. I got Tower Station. I got Dragoon. I got Throne, Blood Orange. I got Spellbinder, which I think is gonna just absolutely crush. I got Saddle Mountains Hop Snob, and I got Space Juice and Huss. It's a dry hop. Several lures are going down there with me. Trust me, there's rocks. I'll find them. God, if there's something to snag on, I will find it. It's just my thing. Anyway, Jake Tapper, Cheetos foil bag strips work well too. Yes, but you see the shiny little mofos I'm making. Jim, tune into the Go Show tomorrow and remind me, and I will. I'll bring one out and I'll show you what I'm talking. Yeah, that tackle box. Yeah, I caught Brendan. What you guys caught? And what did he bite on? All of them. Hit on every single one of them. I got two more in there. I forget what it was. I think I might have Hop Knot in there just to throw Fort Peak some love. I don't know. I had Four Peaks Daybreaker. Their hazy IPA. One of the best hazy IPAs I've had. I had it yesterday. One of the best I've had. And I don't like hazy IPAs. That's why. But it was either that or Blue Moon. You know what I chose. Yeah. Liquid bait would be fantastic. I can chum the waters, my man. I can chum the waters. Maybe throw a little down for my homies and see if they'll. Oh, that might be part of the bit. Just take a little, sprinkle it into the water. Just sprinkle it. Okay, we're throwing Spellbinder. Let's throw a little Spellbinder in there. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, let's get back to Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper claims, hey, listen, we were just too sweet. We're too polite. And he said, not including Donald Trump, because you guys are a bunch of a-holes. Speaking of, and that's not just just a small batch of you. The vast majority of you are a bunch of flaming, arrogant, narcissistic pieces of garbage. Got to go, Mike. Have a great day. All right, Lane. See you, buddy. Let's get back to Mr. Tapper here.
And needs to be even more aggressive when it comes to demanding transparency on health issues when it comes to the president. President Trump, while he appears healthy, he has not been transparent about his health records. And I think that that's something that the American people have a right to.
Okay, so we have a right to, you ass. Oh, you think that's what the American people have a right to? Good, then show us all of the records dated now of Joe Biden. Want them all. I'll take Reagan's too. Bring them. Let's go. I'm not going to get into this Republican Democrat BS. I want them all then. If you think, Jake Tapper, we have a right to know the health, mental health, and physical health of a president of the United States, damn it, I want to see them all. I want to get the STD test from the Clinton too. Let's go. I want them all. I want to know. Because you all have been hiding. You all have been hiding this crap. And I don't trust Trump's doctor. You remember that? Slappy? Oh my gosh. That guy was like Doc Brown's lesser known half brother. You guys will come with me on that, I promise. Just think about it. Just give it some thought. And he was just a character. His wife was all up in the camera. It was just weird. I don't trust them. Trust them at all. Shortless STD Clinton. Yeah, which didn't he get? Yeah, guys, you guys are killing it. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, the politicians' physicians are just they're. What's it? Ronnie Jackson became a congressman. Okay. Hey. Still at the same time, I'm like, he was the White House physician, I believe that. Yeah. And look, I don't threaten Donald Trump with a good time. He'd do it live on air. Dude doesn't care. Like, give me my cognitive test live on air. Go for it. Go for it. He would. Jake Tapper is a complete ass, but let me send him, and I give him credit for this. Him and his little lesser known co-author, who's getting no love for any of this, had the, I'll say it, bravery to go on with Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly will jack you up. She's smarter than all of us. She's more cunning. She's a better interviewer. She is on the ball. Here we go. Get him, girl.
You're complaining about a cover-up about Joe Biden's mental acuity.
Go.
That failed. That right-wing pundits saw, the right wing in general saw, that independent media saw and reported on, and that was no mystery even to left-wing and so-called mainstream reporters who were not fooled but chose willful blindness instead of honest reporting.
Get him, girl.
And that you were part of it. How do you respond?
It's a tough and fair question. I would say that Alex and I, after Election Day, interviewed more than 200 people, 200 mostly Democratic insiders, and almost all of these interviews were after the election. And they justified to themselves what they had done in terms of misrepresenting.
What you mean? Dude, what about you bozo? That's what she's asking.
How the president was, not just to me and Alex and other reporters, but also just to each other and to the world and to Democrats and to the cabinet, et cetera, by saying that there was this existential threat of Donald Trump and only Joe Biden could beat Donald Trump, and that justified everything in their minds. After that existential threat was over, because the election was over and Donald Trump won, we found, Alex and myself, remarkably willing to talk to us either off the record or on background, or in some cases on the record, about what they saw. One of the things that emerged was that there were two Bidens. One was the fine Biden serviceable, adequate. And the other one was a non-functioning Biden, and that's the one we saw the night of the debate.
No, it's when you saw
and that's the one we
everything,
saw
you
some clips
idiot.
of here and there that you just showed. And that non-functioning Biden, the one that lost his train of thought in a significant way, not in the way just that every human loses their train of thought, but in a way that shows that he's having trouble
he didn't do
articulating his very views. And the one who forgot the name of close aides, who was not able to come up with George Clooney's name, didn't seem to recognize him, all that sort of thing. That non-functioning Biden was, according to our reporting, showed up as far back as 2015, after the death of Beau.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, shut up. Brendan, I'll get your comment in a second here. Did he, honest to God, just bring up after the death of Beau?
Far back as 2015, after the death of Beau, where one top aide said that tragedy, the loss of Beau, was like watching somebody pour water on sand. That was the effect on his psyche. And there were other moments, 2017, 2018, you hear the Her report, one of the reasons he came to that conclusion was because of the recordings they heard of Joe Biden in 2017 talking to his ghostwriter, in which he was similarly inclined. Obviously, in 2019, 2020, there were other moments like that.
That's why you covered it up.
Campaign staff and others would say, like, he's 78, he's 79, he has senior moments, but he's fine, he's fine, he's fine. Well, he wasn't fine. And throughout his presidency, that non-functioning Biden would show up more and more and more, and he was worse and worse and worse.
Yes.
Really,
and you covered it up.
Deteriorating tremendously.
Stop this QR code crap. Get back to the dancing Megyn Kelly. Where'd that go? Jeez.
Next time there was a really horrible family incident, which was when Hunter Biden's plea deal fell apart.
Okay, shut up, dude. Are you bleeping kidding me? That's it? That's your excuse? You could have ended on all of his inner circle and all of the DNC thought that Donald Trump cannot be the president, and they think he's the only person that can beat him, and they had to cover up for his decline. Okay. Dude, I buy that. I understand Washington, D.C. I understand politics. I get it. I would buy that. The loss of his son and his crackhead son's court case? Shut up. Just please. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, he was so caught off guard, Truman, that he just wrote a book called The Original Sin, and that's what he's going around promoting. He's going around promoting his book. He's shilling his book. Just no shame. No shame at all. None. Holy cow. All right, we got to wrap this thing up. Okay, so let's get it going here. Marco Rubio going up against Senator Von Hollen, who's going to tell him right away, I regret voting for you. I'm going to stop it where you should see the glasses come da-da-da-da-da, just like that. Yeah, here we go.
You directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
By the way, voting for him for Secretary of State was 99-0. So here we go. Let's go.
I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job, based on what I know.
Well, that's just a flip.
That should be right there. There come the glasses. Da-da-da-da-da. Boom. Just that's it. Yeah, I'm on the right track because you're an idiot.
Statement, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You may.
I didn't ask.
Senator, please let the Secretary have
I'd be
the floor.
happy to, but then I can respond to his.
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully
shut
used,
up.
I might add.
Well,
your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well, Mr.
Secretary, please.
Well, I'd like to. I can't respond to everything he said because much of these are untrue, but I'll go through a few. First of all, I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation. I don't regret psychosocial support services.
I raised Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr.
Senator,
Chairman,
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes.
Shut up.
I chose to
Freely not-
use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
Please
use my
suspend
time that way.
Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members. gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. That guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come, you're going to see who you went to defend.
Senator,
I'm sorry,
please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary
No.
Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated comments
Senator,
like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You had
Secretary
your time.
Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court in the
Senator,
United States because
well,
he hasn't done it under
This
oath.
is so
Here's
funny.
another point, okay? There is a division in our government between
I
the
wanted to
federal
bring
branch
this because
and
this is the
judicial branch.
entire
No
stuff that
judge
videos.
in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach to that foreign partner and talk to them, I have under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch. Just like a judge cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister of Russia, they cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister or the president of El Salvador. And if I did negotiate with them, which we have responded to them, and we've told them, we've had communications with the president of El Salvador, I am under no obligation under our division of powers in this country and to share with the judicial branch how I conducted diplomacy of the United States. It would actually be counterproductive. If I started sharing with courts, or frankly, with the media, my conversations with foreign leaders and all of their details, no foreign leader would talk to me again. And we would break trust with them.
Preach.
So I have complied with every court order. What I won't comply with is an order to disclose what I'm saying and what we're talking about with a foreign leader, because then they won't talk to me. Diplomacy doesn't work that way. About the student visas, let me say this. I don't deport anybody, and I don't snatch anybody. The State Department does not have officers in the street snatching everybody. What I do is revoke visas, and it's very simple. A visa is not a right. It is a privilege. People apply for student visas to come into the United States and study. And if you tell me that you're coming to the United States to lead campus crusades, to take over libraries and try to burn down buildings and acts of violence, we're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what Ms. Ostork did?
We're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what she
and if
did?
you do
Come
that-
on, Mr. Secretary.
And every single
You're
one of
just
these
blowing
cases, the
smoke
factors
here
are
now.
different.
Senator,
the bottom line is, if you're
Senator,
coming here to stir up trouble on our campuses, we will deny you a visa. And if you
Does
have
the
a
First
visa
Amendment
and we find
apply
you,
to
we'll
people
revoke
living in the
it.
United States?
And we're going to
No.
do more. There are more coming. We're going to
Citizens.
continue to revoke the visas of people who are here as guests and are disrupting our higher education facilities. People are paying money. These kids pay money to go to school, and they have to walk through
Writing
a bunch
an
of
op-ed
lunatics
to the
who are
tough
here on student
newspapers
visas.
disrupting the
Simple
foreign
as
policy of the United
I want to
States?
do more.
Yes.
I hope we can
That's
find more of these people.
pathetic, Mr.
In fact, the other day, some guys led a riot. I forgot what university it was, and I asked, please, can you find the arrest records of all the people that were arrested at that riot at that campus? Because if any of them have a visa, we're going to revoke
I
it.
feel
Nah,
so
man.
much safer
All right,
when you
let's,
lock up people like Ms. Ostork, Mr. Secretary.
We've had enough.
What
we've
a
had enough time on
spineless
the
piece
subject.
of garbage. Von Holland's such a spineless piece of garbage. But I wanted you guys to see that in its entirety. I wanted you guys to make sure you guys, because I only played about a minute of it, and that dude just got worked over. Marco Rubio just dropped a hammer on that no talent ass clown. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So keep revoking any of the certificates or certifications, from any university that's bringing in these bozos. Don't allow them to bring in any more bozos. Get the bozos out of here. And this is what we voted for. So there you go. Easy breezy. This is what we voted for. You guys are amazing. You guys are too much fun. Let's do this again mañana, shall we? Let's wrap up the week. And tune in, by the way, on the Go Show at 11 o'clock. You guys should check out the Go Show. Everybody come along the Go Show. It's FAFO Friday. We just laugh at some funny videos and have a good time. So you guys are fantastic. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thanks for playing. This is In Other News. See you tomorrow.